Hello and welcome to episode 1 of Getting to Know Me, the top 5 series with Nicky Watt. And today you're going to get to know a little bit about me. So some of the stuff you might not have known, we're going to try and chuck that out for those that are new and haven't been to my pages before, or this brings you to my page. It's going to give you a chance to get to know a bit of my background. And this is an open and honest one, so I hope you enjoy. Stay tuned for number 1. Okay, so the number 5 thing you might not know about me is during my ice hockey career, at certain stages, I was addicted to painkillers, namely tramadol, but pretty much anything you could get your hands on. It started off with a broken thumb and having painkillers for that, and then it just went on to excuses for trying to get painkillers, and it was a slippery slope, and taking multiples and multiples of opioid pills obviously not going to do any favours. Thankfully managed to kick that throughout my career, and I barely take a paracetamol now or ibuprofen, so it obviously done its job in scaring me straight. It was a scary time because you don't really realise at the age of 22, 23, 24 what you're actually doing, and it was also scary that there was no support for the players and no knowledge, no programs, and it's definitely something can be happening. Okay, number 4 is I have 0 GCSEs. I left school at the age of 15 and moved to Florida to pursue a career in ice hockey. Went to the IMG Hockey Academy, but that is not why I had no GCSEs. Even if I had stayed, I wouldn't have got them. I was naughty, probably quite disrespectful, really, a bit cheeky, mainly understood. But when you get to number 1, I think you'll get a bit of aspect why it's like that. For all the teachers that said I'd never make it with no GCSEs, I've never worked for the man. The longest I've ever worked for the man is part-time, like 15 hours a week, so fuck you. And yeah, I'm quite happy working for myself, and hopefully I can continue to grow the brand and continue to do good things with the podcast and with the fitness. Number three is I am currently serving a 8-year doping ban for failing a out-of-competition test. Way back in 2014 in June, I got tested out of competition at my home address and failed a test for Anavar. I proceeded to go through tribunals and got given an 8-year ban, which is by far and the most outrageous ban that UCAD have ever gave out for someone of my position and for what it was. We fought it, but the little guy was never going to beat the big guy. If you want to know more about it, Banners on the Wall podcast, I did a good episode with him. I spoke a little bit about it on the Biscuit podcast as well. I will be having my say on UCAD, and it will be explosive, but I'm going to wait until my ban's finished. It finishes on June the 22nd, 2022, so about 8 months here. Been a long 8 years, but there will be no comeback, not on the ice, that's for sure. Okay, number 2 is something that I would have never been able to do when I first started playing ice hockey. You wouldn't be able to come on and talk about like mental health or depression or anything like that. Now, I wasn't depressed by any stretch of the imagination, but I felt like talking to somebody was really going to help. So counselling has been part of my life for like a few weeks now, maybe 4, just 1 hour a week. And honestly, if it wasn't for the podcast and, you know, guys like Scott Plews and Nick Rothwell and people like that coming on and making this acceptable, I couldn't come on and say this on a video. So it shows you how far we've come, and do you know what? Counselling has been really beneficial. Like, it's actually got me to stop procrastinating and do stuff like this. It's unmixed some things in my brain, which has allowed me to come on and do stuff like this, start working on my exercise library, start building the business, and, you know, really taking control of what I want to do and take control of my life. So yeah, I'm all for it, and I think anybody that's thinking about it should give it a go. If that's what have you got to lose, right? Okay, well done if you made it to number 1 of episode 1, Getting to Know Me, and that is I have ADHD. I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was in year 7, so either 12 or 13, whatever it is, and, you know, was in denial about it probably into my 20s and confused by it, didn't really know what was going on. I knew it affected me differently to other people, the way my brain works or doesn't work. It's very unique, and it's interesting. I've talked a little bit in this video about procrastination. It's a master of doing that. Soph interrupted me there. That threw me off. Took me like 7 takes to try and get back at what I was saying. It mixes your brain up. It does, and it
but it allows you to do mad other things like the crazy amount of exercise. It allows me to focus on that. Like charity events, planning stuff like that. It allows you to dive right into it, and not only that, you've got constant ideas running in your brain. It can be a bit hectic. Anyone that does know me, I know you were getting to know me section, but anyone that knows me knows what my ADHD is like. I have good days, I have bad days. I have my own ways of dealing with it and my own ways of medicating it. Obviously, never gonna want to go down pharmaceutical route. I always want to be natural with it. So I think that what doing that helps. Training, nutrition is massive, and actually talking to people about it. Someone reached out to me on Instagram the other day that I've known probably since I was 11 years old, and they goes, "Oh, I didn't know you had ADHD." And I was like, "Yeah." And to some people, you wouldn't. It's different for everybody, but let me tell you, I wouldn't change having ADHD because it makes you who you are. So if you enjoyed episode 1, leave me a comment. Let's interact. That's the whole point of this series. And if you don't already, give me a follow, give me a like. Head over to YouTube. The whole series is going to be on there, and the next one's going to be a bit more fun and a little bit less intense. But I wanted you guys to get to know me, so there it is. No frills, no bullshit. You kind of what you see, what you get. I wanted to get all the hard ones out of the way first, so that's me in a nutshell. Get it over and done with, and now we can move on to the fun ones, and we're gonna have a good time with this because I love debating, especially about this sort of stuff. So thanks for watching.
Once again, thanks for watching. This is where you can get my social media: Nicky Watt Fitness on Twitter, Nicky_Watt_fitness on Instagram, and you can find our business page, Peak Fitness Personal Training, over there on Facebook. Come back tomorrow, day 2 of Getting to Know Me series. Can't wait.